Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing an unboxing of a Audio-Technica turntable. I thought I'd unbox it, try and set it up and see how good it is. I was lucky enough to be given it for my birthday, so I thought, well, let's unbox it and see exactly what we've got inside. So it's all nicely packed. It says on there, free gift. So get a little free gift. There's the instructions, which we'll have a look at later. Here's me showing you the free gift. I, for some reason, didn't do any talking on this piece, so I have to do a voiceover. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. Anyway, it's all nicely packed. Polystyrene ends to protect it. The free gift, by the way, is a microphone, in case you were wondering. A little bit of camera adjustment going on. I mistakenly decided to video it with an old Canon camcorder, which was a big mistake. I thought, oh, let's do it in a turntable, let's actually video it in an oldie worldy way. And that was a big mistake. As you can see, the quality isn't very good. So what I've done, I've put in a few better quality pictures here and there just to sort of show you what I'm talking about in various parts of the video. Anyway, here's what you find in the end. So just a few audio connectors there. Here we've got the output if you wanted to plug it into your computer. If you wanted to record the singles, albums, whatever onto digital, which is quite a nice idea. So that will plug straight into your PC or Mac. Here's a DC adapter, a couple of different fittings for it, but basically the power. They've got a couple of different plug options you can slide on. So if you've got a 2-pin or a 3-pin plug socket, then whichever one you need. We here in the UK use the 3-pin, but if you're in Europe, I believe you use the 2-pin. Different parts of the world. Anyway, that just clicks onto the little adapter, if you work out which way to do it. And there we have it. So that's your power. Struggling away. Realised it was upside down. Well, it wasn't upside down, but the turntable is in fact packaged on the bottom of it. So luckily I couldn't pull it off because it's quite a little bit of weight in the turntable. I think it's an aluminium turntable. So there we have with a turntable. I'll just put that to one side while I get the rest of it out. Plenty of packaging as usual. But it's nicely packaged. The thing is, obviously you worry about the amount of packaging, but you do need it for transportation and you don't want things scratched or broken on them. The way things are delivered by some people. Anyway, there we are. I think we've mostly got it all now. Just move the box out the way. Have a little look. Right, so now we're going to work out how the turntable goes on. There might be a little bit of need for, just going to zoom in a little bit to show you the gubbins. See how it all works. Lovely close-up there. Unintentional, but there we are. I haven't used this camera hardly ever, so, well, certainly not for the last 10-15 years. Anyway, so let's see what we've got next. So there we are. There's the turntable. Have a little look to see if I can work out how on earth it goes on without reading instructions. But the reality is I'm going to have to read the instructions. Right, so I've got to look at the instructions for this bit. It's not self-evident, so we'll see what it says. Right, drive belt. Okay, so oh, a little bit of ribbon there, taped up. And there on the back is the drive belt. So the drive belt presumably has to go around there, but we'll see. Let's see what it tells us to do. I presume it just means loop it over there and away we go. Let's go. I haven't looked at these. No. Don't think there's many instructions. Right. Alright, so what we do is, looks like we place the turntable in position and the ribbons, there's two cutouts and the one side's got a pair of ribbons on. I'll just check before I take it off. The drive belt is sat quite nicely. See the drive belt, very thin band, and it's just got a little bit of ribbon underneath it. Okay, so we locate the turntable. It says here we get, peel off the tape. Well, it doesn't say peel off the tape, but we have to peel off the tape or it won't be going any further. Which is attached to the, on top of the ribbon, and the ribbon is underneath the drive nut. It's quite a clever little way of doing it, I guess, if it's not going to come pre-assembled. So all we do is we pull and drop it down. So I'll just so the piece of ribbon wrapped around the elastic band effectively is all the drive belt is, and then we pulled it across and then pushed it down, and there's a little spindle there, and it's just to make sure it's not twisted, which looks like it isn't. It says pull the ribbon out, which we've already done, and then it says in the corner there's a little slot, and in the bag there's one remaining piece. So that remaining piece is here, which is the centre, which when you have, well, in the old days we used to have singles, sometimes singles or albums without a centre, which I can get and show you. I have some around somewhere, and that's to put in the middle, and then the record drops over that, and that centres it. I don't know why they decided it was a good idea not to put a centre in. Most of them are centred, but some are not. Hence the need for it. So I'll just drag out a bit. I'll just unsellotape the cardboard. That's all a bit basic, but wrestling with it anyway. I got it off eventually, and there we are. It's kind of like, I think it feels like thick felt, so that just sits nicely there. Looks the part. I think the old one they used to be rubber. I don't think they were felt, but this is quite nice. I've got a little piece of packaging just to hold the arm down, stop for transportation. Oh, there we are. Right. So in the old days, well, I used to have them. Some of them would have a little arm here, and then you move it across and drop it where you like. And this one seems to have a little button here which you press in, which rises it up, and then press it. So that's quite cool. Very nice. Okay, so we'll let's see. Let's get the power cable. I'll just zoom out a little bit for you. Oops, so I'll zoom in. Put your glasses on so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, this plugs in. Would have been a good idea if I did that before I started, but oh, there we are. We have a power slot at the back, on the left hand side. I'll just turn it around. So here's the DC in. We have a USB out, an analog out on phono or line, depending on how you want to send that out. But to your speakers, or the amplifier I should say, whichever. So I'll just plug it in, power it up and see if it actually turns on. So on the left hand side we have, just turn that around, move these bits of instructions out of the way. So these are the cables. I mean this plugs into an amplifier if you have one. The free gift, this first package I pulled out was actually a free gift for your purchase, it says. In this there's actually a little microphone if you want to do, I don't really know what the microphone would be for other than filming, but anyway, that's what they're giving as a free gift. And then this one here is if you want to do, plug that into the back here. So that'll plug into the USB there, that plug into your PC or Mac, and you could then record your LPs, singles, straight from the player. So straight from the turntable. So here we are. So that's everything. I'll just give it a whirl. So 45 or 33 is what it says here. Obviously, and that's, if you're unfamiliar with record players, 45s used to be the 7-inch singles we used to have, and the 33s generally were the LPs. I mean, in the older days they used to have 78s as well, but that's going way back. So let's have a look. So that's 45 or 33. Depending on what you've got. We have start button here and stop button there, and as I said before, the raise and lower of the arm. Here it's got 12-inch size or 7-inch size. So 7 inches, as I said, with the singles, 12 inches with the albums. Generally, you could have 12-inch singles, which would be a 12-inch single, but it would run at 45 speed. But anyway, so let's just turn it on, see if it actually starts. That means. So there we are. So that's running at. Oh, that was a mistake. I'll just raise it up. I'll just drop that back down. Oh. Okay, so let's give it a whirl. We're going to try putting this is what's known as 7-inch single. It's on it, it'll say 45 RPM, that's revolutions per minute. So that's why they call 45s and 33s. So if we put the record on the turntable, we center it. On here it says speed 45. Press in. So that's the speed 45, and on here it says 12-inch, so the size 12-inch or 7-inch, so it's a 7-inch. So that's, the arm knows where it needs to be. Now before we, let's press that down. Before we start, this will have a little cover on the needle, so don't forget to remove that, otherwise you'll just scud straight across your record and not do it much good whatsoever. So don't forget to take the dust cover off. Okay, so that's all we need to do. So we'll put it on. You won't hear anything because I haven't got it plugged into amplifier. I just really want to see the action, see if it works. So it automatically goes across nicely, drops down and plays. So then to stop it, well, I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear it, but I don't know if you can hear it, but I don't know about copyright, whether I'm allowed to play it, but anyway, it is playing. I press stop now and that will take it back off and drop it down. Very nice indeed. So that's a 45. I'll just show you the 33, the LP, or album as we used to call them. LP stands for long player. 45 as a single. Oh, there's another 7-inch single there. We used to get them in different vinyls. The vinyl would be either a coloured disc or a plain black one. That was a coloured one, coloured vinyl. And the Police. So here's just a standard album. I think they're a lot. I mean, downloading's great and very convenient, but look at the artwork on there. That's levelers leveling the land. So you pull that out, and inside you'd have all the lyrics. So you sit down and listen to it, or lie down and listen to it, and you could sing along. As each track came up, you could. And on the back, you've got a bit of cover art or photographs from concerts we're looking at. Okay, so let's have a look. Just take the record out. Mine has been stored up in the loft for a long time, and it's the first time we're playing any singles or albums, probably for, can't even think, probably since I've been married, I imagine. So that's 35 years. Anyway, so there we are. So you put that on, you say, right, it's a 30, it says on the side 33 1/3 RPM. So it's out for 33. It's 12-inch. Turn it over for 12-inch, so it knows where to start and where to stop. You press start, and hopefully away she goes. And there we are. Track 1, One Way. Great album. If you've never listened to the Levelers, I would suggest you do. I think she's great. So there we are. That's basically the unboxing of the audio-technica AT-LP60XUSB. Fully automatic, belt-driven turntable, analog and USB. Hope that was of any use to anyone if who's looking to buy a turntable. So I haven't obviously done a test, but a long test, but as far as a quick out of the box look, everything looks to be working fine. So then to stop, we just press stop, it would lift it up, come across, set itself back down, turn itself off. And there we are. I just thought I'd show you, because I mentioned the centre, in case you weren't aware. Some records came with just a hole, and that's where the centre, you just take the centre out, pop that in the middle, pop the record in the centre, and then the 7-inch has start. There you go, and then that will just play as normal, and there we are. So that was a difference. I mean, it's very rare. I mean, we used to occasionally have them, but You could buy little plastic inserts if you wanted to, if you didn't come with a centre, and then they'd look either like this, or they'd be mostly they were a triangle, little plastic triangle which you could clip in the middle if you didn't have a centre, or if you didn't want to use a centre. But anyway, most of them came either like this, or they'd be just full vinyl with just a hole in the middle. But anyway, just thought I'd show you that in case you were wondering what the centre was, or what I was talking about. But there we are. We'll leave the police to it. And there we are. So that's the 7-inch singles. Move that. Ooh, take the centre out. Pop it back. And that pretty much rounds everything up nicely. I'll leave you with a view of what it looks like, the slightly jaunty angle I just noticed. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, like and subscribe. See you again.